seconds until people come on. Oh God, what a day, what a night. Okay. How's the weather where you are? Cold and wet here. It's nice though. It's very nice. Anyway, I'll start because this is gonna. I am on a time frame at 6 a.m. and I got a class that starts in an hour. Okay. So, where to start? All right. Yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember, every day's the same to me, I asked a question. Somebody came up in the medbed group on Telegram and asked me if I was going to still do my medbed procedure live stream. And I'm very conflicted about that, because on one hand it helps everybody and it brings the technology to the public, and on the other hand everybody will want interviews, you know, the media will be going absolutely ape shit, people will be pulling me left, right and center. What's it like? It'd just be chaos, absolute chaos. So I asked the question to people, what would you prefer? And then all the opinions on what I should do came flooding in. I think you should do this, you should do. Thank you. But no. I asked you the question what you would do. I appreciate people's opinions and advice, but I feel that a lot of people are giving advice on things they have no clue about. So all day yesterday it was, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this and then change your appearance back so you can live a normal life, and then you should do this, and oh God. Okay, last night I did a video, as you know, saying that I'm going to be learning 8 and 9D, and I'm going to be taking you along with for the journey. And then it all started again. Skye, these beings are dark. You're giving up your dream. You shouldn't be doing this. Okay. Let's get one thing straight. I appreciate the advice, but you don't know what you're talking about. If I had been educated, full of love, compassion, all of this, I wouldn't be sitting here today. If I followed my passion, I would not be here today. I would be riding and training horses over in Europe and going for the Olympic team. I certainly would never have started my spiritual journey. I never would have recovered memories about medbeds and secret space program. I never would have accessed higher knowledge. None of it. I wouldn't be here. Many of you are under the impression that a spiritual journey has to be all loving and compassionate, and where your guides, galactics and archangels hold your hand and would never lie to you, would never ever say something that you don't like because they're so loving and compassionate. They do love everybody, but sometimes that love is tough love. By showing you no love, they're actually loving you. By forcing you into something you don't want to do, they're actually loving you. By telling you you're not good enough, they are loving you. Let me explain. If I was told how much no, my microphone is not covered. Not at all. I don't know what's going on. It's not covered. If they told me, if the galactics told me how wonderful I was and I was doing a wonderful job, do you think I would be motivated to push beyond my boundaries? No. I would be sitting in comfort land going, oh, this is great, this is so beautiful. I never would have moved out of my comfort zone. Never. And I feel that many of you are sitting in your comfort zone. giving advice from fear. Because many of the messages I've received is, Skye, these beings are not your friend. They're forcing you to do something you're not wanting to do. You should not do this. You should not do that. You should only do this. These beings, Ra, Seth, you know, from Seth Speaks, the Jane Roberts channelings, Ra, from, I can't even remember, We Are One, or I can't remember the name of the book, the Ra channelings. They're my educators. Merlin, who is Odin, Osiris, Thoth, you know, all these beings that spiritualists look up to. They are my educators. The Law of One, thank you, that's it. I knew it had one in it. They are my educators. They are the ones that treat me this way. Why? To teach me. I don't need anyone's approval. I don't need somebody to hold my hand while I try something. I can stand on my own 2 feet, completely and totally independent. Why do they try to suppress you? So that you can push through that suppression and take your power back. Why? Because you become independent. You learn to be independent. While everyone's sitting comfortable in their nice little meditation chair going, oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, thank you for the love and the guidance. I'm being thrown under a bus. I'm being taught to stand on my own 2 feet. I can travel the multiverse and not need any guidance or any help from anybody. Why? Because I've been pushed so far beyond my limits that it should be impossible. You've had the loving guidance. You haven't had the shit. You haven't had all of the deliberate manipulation, the deliberate lies to see if your intuition will fall for it or if you will push past it. It's not darkness at work. It's precise and deliberate challenges to get you to grow, to get you to push, to be the best that you can be. Do you think elite athletes get to the Olympics by their coaches saying, oh, enough for today, that's really good, oh, you got 0.1 of a second faster, fantastic, let's leave it there? No, go again, go again, go again, get it, go faster, faster, push harder until you practically pass out and throw up. You don't get to be good by sitting there going, yes, I'm in my comfort zone, this is so beautiful. You get to be the best you can be by facing everything, by challenging yourself, by others putting you through challenges. Do you think your personal trainer just sits there and holds your hand and goes, oh yes, 1 crunch is good, 1 push-up is good? No. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until you realize you can do it. This is why I like following Ant Middleton. Because pain and fear is only a state of mind. Once you push through that pain and fear, that's where the success occurs. Now everybody, please stop sending me messages of your advice and your fears. It's not helping. Not at all. What you're doing is just projecting where you are, not where I am. Now, I'm going to take you on a journey with me to learn 8 and 9D things. If you want to come, by all means, follow, come. If you don't, because you're not comfortable with who is educating me, then don't. But don't go and read the Law of One and the Seth channelings if you're not gonna follow, because that's who my educators are. You're reading and following these beings. That's who I'm learning from. That's who you're learning from. Okay? So don't be a hypocrite. Okay? Don't say, oh, they're dark, they're dark. No, they're not. They educate me in a way that is best for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. Doesn't mean they're the dark side. It means they push and push and push to motivate me past my comfort zone, past what I believe is impossible. They get me to succeed in ways that is unimaginable. They work with the Secret Space program to push people to their best. They're not dark. Please stop. Just stop. Okay? Understand that these guys want the best for us. And if you're thinking, oh no, they're dark, you're not going to proceed. Remember, your fear of the darkness is actually holding you back from the light. If you're afraid to go somewhere or do something because, oh, they might be dark, you're not winning, you're not succeeding. You're just hiding. You're keeping yourself in the shadows. You can learn as much from Satan as you can from Jesus. Remember that. You can learn as much from Satan as you can from Jesus. They just have different ways of teaching, but they teach the same damn thing. Literally. Satan gets in your mind and manipulates you. You push through and overcome that and stand in your power. Jesus gets in your mind and tells you how special you are. You raise up and stand in your own power. They just have different ways of achieving the same thing. If you're looking at darkness as something to be afraid of and stay away from, you're hiding from the light. You're chaining yourself to the wall. Many messages I've received overnight are, Skye, don't do it. Those beings are so dark and you should be loved and cared for. I am loved and cared for. They just show it in a different way. Just like when a toddler is learning to walk, the parents will carry them for a little while, and then the parents will step back and allow the toddler to keep falling until they find their balance. Does that make the parents dark? Does that make them evil and trying to manipulate their child? No. They're allowing the child to try, to work it out themselves, to find their balance. Please stop associating my education with darkness. That's your fear talking. That's your perception. To go into 5D, you can't be afraid of the darkness. You have to use it to better yourself. The moment you think something is dark is the moment you're still in the 3D thinking, because you haven't expanded your awareness. Remember, there is no light, there is no dark. There's only neutrality. You create it, you make it light, you make it dark. There's no good, there's no bad. There's no light, there's no evil. It's all neutral. It's just experience and perception, beliefs, and what you choose to do with it. So please stop sending me your messages of your opinions and advice, because it's not relevant. I appreciate it. It's not relevant because you don't understand. You're coming from your place of lack of understanding of what's actually happening. Okay? Now you can either join me or you can walk the other way. It's totally up to you. Either way, I don't mind. Okay? Now, when the redemption appointment notices happen, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to post anything for 3 months. It might be part of the NDA, I don't know. But I'm still going to take you on my journey. Okay? Before or after. We'll just see what happens and what I'm allowed to do. But please, if your messages are not full of encouragement, but fear, don't send it, because I'm only going to ignore it. Okay? I appreciate it, but don't send it. Alright? Have a beautiful day, everyone.